me go ahead and stop. It was definitely lean. We're gonna fix that pretty easily here. I'll take off my headphones so we can talk easier. I've already stopped that data log. Let me shut the car off. Power back on again here, just so we can go make changes when we need to. Let's take a look at the dyno graph here real quick. Taking a look, we're showing that we made 249 torque and 287 horsepower. So we see the red line is the solid red line. That's our current horsepower. The dotted lines when we were on the mass airflow. Now we made a little bit more power compared to the math, not because we're on speed density, because we're actually running leaner than the target. We need to richen up the target to be able to make sure the engine's safe. If we jump in here real quick to our knock page, we can track what the knock feedback was doing. We see that we did a +6 method in the spark timing table, meaning we're running 6 degrees adder for the ignition advance multiplier. If we're finding that there's knock activity, it'll drop below 6 here. We don't see that it happened during that pull, so I don't think we had any knock, even though we were running leaner. You don't want to run lean, but in this case, we're just needing to get a baseline. We need to see where we're at. So let's jump back in here to our air, and let's start to take a look at this. Now, if we start to play this back here, jump into my table, use my zoom function, we're going to find here that, looking at this, we can see what the MAF and the SD air mass was estimating, and we're finding that they're fairly close to each other as we're looking at this. Now, we actually need to bring up our air mass representation from the VE values here. These are going to be, again, we're seeing that there's an error because we have stock injector data. We know that the error in the difference between the target and the actual lie in the VE values. So this mathematical function here is just an estimate. It's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be doing all of the number crunching in the background. So this might be a little higher or lower than your math when we get into these higher flow ranges. So it's not going to be uncommon to see this 5, 10, 15% difference between your math to your SD, but it should be in the ballpark. So what we're going to do right now is take a look really from about 130 and beyond. That's where we essentially were cut off going from the transition from closed loop to open loop. It was happening right around 130. So if you look kind of beyond this, 140 and beyond, we can start to evaluate this. What I'm seeing here is that 148 to probably about, well, top of the table here, 272. We're not getting up into this boost range, but what we're finding here, it's a 5%, 4%, 4%, 5% difference approximately from 250 to approximately 3250. We can go and increase that range right there in our VE table. We're going to just match what it's showing here. I'm not going to go and do the copy and paste special function as we talked about in the mass airflow video. We need to go and hand fit this data. It just makes the data, makes your VE table and your airflow estimation smoother. So we can see here, this is about a 4.5%, 5% difference. I'm going to call it a 5% difference. So I'm going to go from 148 and up. Let's grab that point in the table. 148 and up all the way to 272. And we're going to do this to, looking across here, to about 3250. So it's 3250. I'm going to go up here and do 5% right there. We're going to add 5%. Now let's look beyond that point. Right about here, I'm looking here, 3500 and beyond, we're going to find that we're probably about 10% off up till about 4750. So from 35 to 4750, we're about 10% off. Let's go back and fix that. So 35 to 4750. Just got to pay attention to where we're at here. Let's go across. We're about 10%, so we're going to type in 1.1 and multiply. Now, we're going to go up a little bit higher yet. Here we're seeing we're about 12, 13, 14% off. Let's call it 13%, just kind of looking, 12.7, 13, 13.8, 13.3. Averaging that's about 13. 5 to approximately 55. Let's go ahead and clean up this next area here, which is right here. We're going to type in 1.13, multiply. And then finally down here at the top, we're about 12%, maybe 12.5% off. So the rest of the table. So let's go ahead and fill that out. Let's type in 1.12, that's 12% difference. Now if we take a look at our table.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.